Hey everybody, it's Chris. This is not a review, but this is for the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman channel. That's one of the things I'm going to address right off the bat. I got a lot of things to cover in this video, but that is one of the first ones. I have changed the name of the channel from the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. That's because in the coming years, there's going to be more. There's still going to be a beer review every 3 days, and like this morning, there was a special review because it was my birthday. I did an anniversary review. Number of holidays I do review specifically a beer for those holidays, but at this particular point, um, still like I said, we're still on the every 3 day schedule. But there's going to be other videos in here too because there's more to life than just beer, and I think gentlemanly pursuits are a part of that, and I believe that beer is as much a gentlemanly pursuit as say dressing well. So, that's the first part of this. The name of the account has changed. I've changed it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, as well as here on YouTube. The second part is that I am actually okay. Uh, I have a blog that actually the meat of the blog starts today. My 47th birthday, because the blog is called, as I may have mentioned before on this channel, the blog is called Fat 50 and Running a Marathon. That's Fat 50 and Running a Marathon.com. And my goal is to train for a marathon over the next 3 years. I've got a 3-year plan involved here, where the first year is simply just trying to sweat off the flab. The second year is getting toned and getting actual muscle built, replacing the flab that was there. And the third year will be actually training as a runner, learning the ins and outs of running and all of that. No doubt I'll be running a few, half marathons, things like that, in order to build my stamina and, basically just become accustomed to the whole running thing. I've not been a runner at all. Those of you who may not know, let's see, today is my 47th birthday, and on the 23rd of this month, just 7 days ago, um, I had the second anniversary of my heart attack. And after the heart attack, I had a quadruple bypass. The doctors looked at me and said, "You've got to lose some weight, pal. You just have to. You don't have any choice." So, I've been kind of back and forth and back and forth. And at my 1 year anniversary of the heart attack, when I went to go see my cardiologist, he told me he was very pleased with what he saw, and in fact, said I could start training for a marathon if I wanted to. And at the time, I thought, "Oh yeah, sure, that's a funny joke. Train for a marathon." And the more I thought about it, the more I thought that training for a marathon is exactly the kind of thing I should do, considering I'm trying to revamp just about everything in my life and reset my mindset. And I thought, that the thing to really do here is not just to train for the marathon, but to pull this off at 50, um, which is supposed to be a great year for us late bloomers. And I always have been a late bloomer. So I'm hoping that 50 will be a pivotal year for me. But the main thing is these next 3 years, I'm training. And by so doing, I'm hoping to create um, create a lifestyle for myself which I can take into the next decade. See, the thing is, I've been fat my whole life, and starting with 20, when I saw that I was actually going to carry the weight into 20, I swore to myself I would not carry this weight into 30. And when I carried the weight into 30, I said, okay, 30, that's it. After 30, I'm not carrying this weight into 40. Well, I carried the weight into 40. And I decided the only way that I'm going to be able to keep the weight off of me and not carry the weight into 50 is to go about this 3-year program. So, Fat50 and Running a Marathon.com is my blog. That's where I talk about all of this, and I'm considering starting a YouTube channel for it. I don't know just yet. I don't have a whole lot to go on at this point. I'm doing yoga 3 times a week, and I'm going to the gym 3 times a week for 20-minute strenuous exercises, on top of the fact that every morning I go to the gym and walk for a half hour on the treadmill. Um, so there's going to be more about gentlemanly pursuits. I'm going to try to bring more to this channel than just beer. Um, but because of that, I also I think it's probably right to start another channel for Fat 50 and running a marathon. And like I said, that's not going to be just yet. Now, I've been trying really hard. I've been wanting to do one gentlemanly video a week, and so far I've been I get these ideas, but they're only half baked, and I can't seem to bring an idea to full fruition to make it into a video. Um, I am going to be working on that. I recently picked up a few gentlemen's guidebooks, and we're going to be going over style, not fashion, but style. We're going to be going over gentlemanly pursuits and gentlemanly expectations of a gentleman, gentlemanly conduct inside the home and outside of the home. Going to be pursuing those things. I'm really, really, really going to try to do one a week. I'm I'm going to do the best that I can, but I do post daily for Fat 50 and running a marathon. I got kind of off course there for a while, but as of today, the training actually starts. So because sometime between my July 30th, 2022, when the day I turned 50, and July 29th, 2023, the last day that I'll be 50, I am going to run a marathon during that time, sometime during that time. Not exactly certain when or where. I've got plenty of time to think it out, but I don't have, as I see it, I don't have time to waste being fat anymore. And the the heart attack was a wake-up call. It basically, well, it's hard to ignore something like a heart attack. I mean, I know that some people can actually be so damn stubborn that they can ignore it. I can't. Um, I also can't ignore the fact that I don't seem to be getting any smaller when I get in front of a mirror. And I have a sluggish metabolism. That means that I have to work twice as hard as other people. Boo hoo. I just have to work twice as hard as other people. I know I had told you originally in one of the previous videos that I was going to be setting up a diet plan as well as an exercise plan. And the truth of the matter is, I don't have that set up. I've got some ideas. I've been trying to eat the same thing for breakfast. Naturally, I'm still drinking my celery juice on an empty stomach in the morning. Trying to cut out as much processed food as I possibly can. And I'm not saying that I'm going to completely succeed, but I did figure that what more than anything, what's really working against me is processed foods. Also refined sugars. Now, I drink tea during the day. I sweeten it with honey. And I know that there are some of you out there who claim that a sugar is a sugar is a sugar. Personally, I don't believe that. For literally millennia, our ancestors have been processing sugar. Okay, the human body knows how to process sugar. But most refined sugars that find out there nowadays were unknown to our great grandparents. For some of them were even unknown to our grandparents. And we haven't, the human body hasn't grown accustomed to processing those kinds of sugars, the refined sugars. So I don't buy that the same sugar that appears in a Twinkie is the same sugar that the body can't differentiate a Twinkie from an apple. I don't believe that. Sorry, I just don't. And it's going to take a long time to convince me. As I see it, there's actually just as much scientific evidence to substantiate my claim as the other. But the point being, trying to cut out refined sugars, trying to cut out processed food, trying to eat salads for lunch. Um, and also trying to eat smaller dinners because I find that there's really no need for me to eat a large dinner considering what I usually do is relax after dinner. So there's no real need for the extra calories and whatnot. But I'm trying, as I said, to cut out as much refined sugars as possible. I'm a Coca-Cola addict, always have been. Trying to minimize the number of Coca-Colas that I drink over the course of a month. I did successfully complete Lent, a double Lent actually, of 80 days with no Coca-Cola. But I feel like Well, I feel like I needed to make contact with you guys and let you know. There was supposed to be, like I said, this was supposed to be a video shot a few days ago, and it was supposed to explain my dietary plan. And right now, I just don't have one. I mean, I've got a very loose groundwork, and I'm not going to go keto, and I'm not going to go caveman, and I'm not going to do any of those things. I believe, for my system, for me personally, what I need is a well balanced diet. Trying to cut out as much red meat as I can, trying to replace meat protein with other proteins, things like nuts and things like that. So, as this goes along, though, I'm going to be charting my progress and letting you know. Right now, if you go and look at Fat 50 and Running a Marathon.com, you will see a long, long, long list of failures of me saying, well, failed at this, failed at that, failed again, failed again. And I don't know that that isn't, that's very likely what the whole blog is going to be me talking about my failures. But I believe that there are people in my situation. I believe that there are people who have tried their whole damn lives to lose weight. And, because it ended up being more difficult than it was for other people to lose weight, gave up hope a little too quickly, gave in too quickly. And I'm a living, shining example of that. I mean, when I say that those people are like me, I am one of those people. This is not the pot calling the kettle black. Um, this is the pot saying, "Hey, I'm black. Are you black too? If so, maybe we can help each other out." So that's the whole purpose of Fat 50 and running a marathon. I could just as easily go to the gym, lose weight, run a marathon, and not chronicle any of it. But the whole point of this is to show somebody, one, that it's never too late, and two, that you don't have to live like this. You don't have to. Nobody has to. I don't have to. Um, it requires work on my part. It requires, not eating things that I wish I could or I want to eat. But I've eaten right before, and I got to tell you, if anybody who knows what I'm talking about, if you eat right for a long period of time, let's say 9 months or so, when you go to eat bad food, sometimes it really, really tastes bad to you. It doesn't taste good at all. Those things that you used to think were wonderful. So I'm trying to get back to that mode and consuming less refined sugar, consuming less alcohol, or not alcohol. I don't really drink that much alcohol aside from the beers that I review. And less Coca-Cola, less refined sugar, less red meat are my objectives right now. So that's the plan, gang. There you have it. I've got about, what have I got? About 2 minutes left. So I'm going to try to make this as quickly as as briefly as I can. Um, Nancy's working on learning video editing. So hopefully Fat 50 and Running a Marathon will be up. I will announce it here on this channel when it is, as well as Instagram and Facebook. And I just, I thank everybody who watches. I thank everybody who subscribes and comments. And let's, maybe weight loss isn't your issue, but maybe there's some issue in your life that you've just been stuck with forever and forever, and you think you have to live with it. You know, you may have to live with it, but you don't have to live with it lying down, is what I say. If at the end of this, I'd like to think but by the time I reach 50, I won't be fat 50 and running a marathon. I'll be toned 50 and running a marathon. But even if I'm not, at least I can say that for 3 years, I fought the good fight. I tried. And, nobody, you shouldn't take anything lying down, honestly, especially the hand that fate dealt you. Yes, you have to play the cards you're handed, but at the same time, you gotta, like Dylan Thomas said, rage against the dying of the light. So anyway, guys, I'm hoping that 3 years from today, when I record again on my 50th birthday, I'm gonna look a hell of a lot better. And I appreciate everything you guys do. You're commenting, you're watching and subscribing. And take care of yourselves. It's the only way to take care of others. All right. See ya.